Hey everyone, my name is Lisa, and I'm the First Impressions Director here at the Worship Center. And I get to hang out with Pastor Justin today as he,
Yay.
as he talks to me about some books that he's been reading and wants to recommend in our new little segment called Read This. So, hello, Pastor Justin. How are you today?
Going on. Of course, why are we doing this video, Lisa, is because at the church here, we believe that everyone's growth is our goal. We really want people
Absolutely.
to grow. And so sometimes we'll do these little videos to have content out there just to help them. And we think if you're a leader or if you want to grow in your faith, man, we want to suggest these books to kind of help that along. So.
Well, one of the things that I want to say, and I don't know that everybody else knows this out there, but you encourage us with these books also. So it's not just that we're putting them out there for everybody else. Your staff reads these books too, and you like to prompt us along. So I appreciate that about you, if I can say that. So that being said, shall I drum roll? Maybe I won't because they'll tap. And you want to introduce the book that we're going to be talking about today?
I do. This is a book that I think it would be a great reference tool for anyone who wants to read the New Testament. I think it's an easy read, and it's one of my favorite. And drum roll, bum ba dum, it is The Seven Events That Shaped the New Testament World by Warren Carter.
Yep.
It is a great, great reference tool. It's not very thick, so you can burn through it pretty fast. And basically, it takes the seven most important events. And so that kind of shaped the New Testament world. I mean, the title says it all, but Warren Carter does a fabulous job kind of just really taking these events and breaking them down and how they impact the scripture. As you're reading the New Testament, the New Testament will come alive when you know and understand the context. And Warren Carter is the author. I don't know much about him. This is the first book I've read by him. But he's a professor of New Testament studies at Bright Divinity School, which is I think apparently it's attached to TCU. So
yes, like TCU,
right?
Yep. I
Yeah.
will be hopefully going to a football game. My son will be attending there.
Right. Right.
So exciting.
So,
Exciting.
well,
Okay.
I'll give you this book to have your son give it to Warren Carter to have him sign it or something.
For you, we will do that. We will make that happen for you. So I will, like we said, you're suggesting these books. So I have not read the book, but I did have the opportunity to kind of skim through it and look through it. And I can agree with you on the fact that it does seem very easy to read. You know what I mean? So as we go through and uncover some of the stuff, you already gave the book summary, but on a scale of 1 to 5, if I can ask you, what is the readability of this book? What do you think?
Right. So if we're going to go with the scale of, if you're into the Bible, rated 1 is Leviticus and rated 5 is Mark, then I would give this a 4. So not quite Mark, maybe Matthew. So very readable, very easy. And I think it's great because if you're into history, this puts it in a kind of quick overview look. Again, I think anybody, even if you're not a scholar, would really appreciate this, and I think would really make the New Testament reading enhanced. It would really enhance your New Testament reading. It really would.
I agree. And it was easy too, because whenever he referenced a scripture or something in there, you kind of knew that then the round it, you know what I mean? You were able to look at, oh, this was during this time and this is what was going on. So that I found really interesting. Again, I haven't read the book, just a couple of passages. So I would agree with you on that one.
Right.
Informational. How do you rate that informational?
Right. Informational. So I rated a 4, which means it's fairly new content for me. Now, again, informational, all books are informational, but some books are a little bit more review, and on the scale of 1 being review, 5 being earth-shattering, new content, I would say this was rated a 4. Now, I've done lots of study of content about the New Testament world and all that kind of different backgrounds and social and cultural backgrounds. But this one put it in such a concise way that it felt earth-shattering to me, that I was able to see it more as a whole. Maybe I'm not explaining it right, but it was really, and especially, I think if someone is new to this idea of when the the translators translated the Hebrew Bible into the Greek
Mhm.
language, which was
Mhm.
called the Septuagint. This is a great introduction to the power and how amazing that process was. To have the Old Testament Bible in its Greek form was
Right.
really earth shattering, and that really started. This book started me on a rabbit hole of reading more books about the power of the Septuagint and what it did to shape the New Testament world. A lot of your gospel writers are referring not to the Hebrew version of the Bible, but they're referring to the Septuagint because there's
Mhm.
slight variations. And I just think it's really awesome. And for someone who's maybe this is new to it, I think this would be a great dive for.
And I can't stress enough along with you. Again, I have not read the book, but I did overlook it because we were going to be doing this. And when I dived into it, to see that it was understandable. It wasn't anything that was throwing me. It was definitely understandable information. So, in all of what you're saying, don't shy away from this book because
Yeah.
I will go back and read it. I can tell you that much. It was such interesting information. So, okay, that was readability. Informational. We went through already.
Right.
Yep. Okay,
Give it
so
a four.
let's talk about the value on a scale of 1 to 5. What is the value to you?
Value and the way I all of these are valuable, but when I say value, I mean one being I don't revisit the content, or five being it's in my shelf, but I'm pulling it out at least once a month or something like that. So that level of I'm looking back through it again. This is a rated 5. I have revisited this several times, especially when I started doing a deep dive on the Septuagint.
Mhm.
Definitely this book kind of helped because sometimes when you're talking about very scholastic books and heady books written by professors, sometimes they get lost in the weeds. You're like, what am I reading here again? This book kind of helps bring you out of that and see how it fits together. So I give it a 5. I revisit it quite often. So Lisa, we need to buy you the book. I can't loan you this book.
Oh, you'll never know if I go and grab it off your desk. You'll never, because I mean, I have seen it before. I have seen it around your study material. It is a great. It seems like it's a great book. So I'm excited to read it. Okay, so let me ask you, why should I or the people who are listening to this read this book?
Well, I gotta say that if you are gonna want a quick read to help you understand the New Testament better,
Mhm.
this book is for you. I just think it's such a great, concise, easy read for the average Christian to sit there. And I think if you get context, the New Testament deepens, it
Mhm.
widens, and it
Mhm.
becomes even more potent in your life. The more you understand what the original author is trying to say and communicate through the social and cultural lenses, it just makes it come alive. And so
Great.
I highly recommend it, Lisa. And not only do I recommend that, Lisa, I recommend people either subscribing or checking out other things that we do on our YouTube channel from the
Great.
Worship Center. So there's Bible studies. Me and John do a Bible study, and right now we're in the Book of Acts. So you can check that out, or you can check out past sermons or all that kind of good stuff. But Lisa, thank you for hanging out with me today. This was
You
awesome.
are welcome.
You did
Thanks for
fantastic.
asking me, and thanks for introducing me to this book. Because seriously, I'm going to be reading this. It's that cool.
Good, good. We'll see you later.